Okay, that was a little bit of a tease, maybe even clickbait, but I've got something very, very important to tell you, in particular if you're from a high income state like New York. Hi, I'm Gary Giannoni, and I've created a detailed white paper I call New York versus Florida. This document is meant to be thought provoking for persons living in New York City or elsewhere in the state of New York who may be considering moving. I've done the heavy lifting for you in providing you with an in depth look at the financial aspects of living in New York versus Southwest Florida. I also highlight other factors like climate and lifestyles, personal freedoms, healthcare, safety, education, and the overall quality of life. I created this detailed white paper on this subject just for you. All you have to do is to contact me and I will send you a copy. You can call me, text me, or email me. I hope you find it useful, and I would love the opportunity to show you the slice of paradise I live in here in Southwest Florida. Note, I call this round one as it focuses more on the financial comparisons of the two states. Now let's take a look at the annual tax burdens for someone living in New York City versus Florida. So on the left side of the table, I've got the W-2 annual income at various income levels. I'm showing that in New York, you have to pay a New York State income tax, a New York City income tax, and assuming the Mamdani proposed tax of an additional 2% of $1 million or above wage earners, we've got that listed here. And we've also estimated property tax based upon someone of that income level and what they would pay. Note that the Florida state has no income tax and the property taxes are low. Now let's compare these W-2 annual income earners. Somebody in New York City earning $1 million is going to pay a total of $137,600 versus in Florida $16,400. So they're going to save $121,200. For someone earning $5 million a year, their taxes in New York City are going to total a total of $850,800, whereas in Florida it's only $82,000. So they'll actually be saving $768,800 a year. Why wouldn't everyone move? Okay, and for the wealthy, let's certainly not forget about the inheritance tax. In New York City, you can pay up to 16% of your entire estate at death. So if you're looking at $50 million estate, it's roughly $7 million savings in Florida because we have no inheritance tax. If you're looking at $100 million, that would be a saving of roughly up to $14 million. Now let's compare the cost of living of New York versus Southwest Florida. New York housing is approximately 3 times higher than of Southwest Florida. Utilities are roughly 54% higher in New York. However, Florida home insurance is roughly 3 times that of New York. When it comes down to private schools, kindergarten through grades 12, the New York City private schools are 3 to 4 times higher than that in Southwest Florida. So everyday expenses like groceries, dining in New York are roughly about 10% higher than Southwest Florida. And then you have to compare what we call the lifestyle premiums. While there are lifestyles that are very different in Southwest Florida, it's often very low cost or free when we're talking about going to the beaches and our outdoor activity, etc. Whereas New York is a world-class entertainment, dining, and shopping, often comes with much higher prices. Here's some key takeaways. A high income stretches much further in Florida. The Florida earner benefits from no state income taxes and generally lower cost of living, allowing for a larger home, more discretionary spending, and greater savings. In contrast, a New Yorker faces some of the highest combined state and city tax rates in the country, along with steep housing costs. For example, after federal taxes, a $1 million salary might leave approximately $550,000 net in New York City versus about $660,000 here in Florida. But the New York City resident could easily spend over $500,000 of their net income on state and local taxes, a modest apartment, and private school for 2 kids, leaving far less room for financial growth or leisure. Meanwhile, the Floridian can maintain a similar lifestyle or even upgrade to luxury items such as boating or travel and still retain significantly more savings. Now add to this the estate planning advantage. See, Florida imposes no estate or inheritance tax, while New York City taxes estates exceeding $7.16 million at rates up to 16%. So for a family estate of only $10.2 million, we just demonstrated a savings of $1.3 million in estate taxes. For a $50 million estate, you're looking at savings of up to $7 million. So that is some real money. This factor has become a driving consideration for wealthier families and retirees who want to protect their lifetime earnings and ensure more of their estate stays with their children and grandchildren. Of course, value is subjective. New York offers world-class culture, job opportunities, and public services. But from a pure financial standpoint, Florida's trifecta of no income tax, lower housing costs, and no estate tax delivers a significant boost to both current cash flow and long-term wealth preservation. With Mayor-elect Mamdani's proposed income tax increases targeting the $1 million plus earners, this contrast will only grow sharper. It's no surprise that tax professionals are seeing a rise wave of affluent New Yorkers changing residency, seeking sunshine, security, and a smarter way to grow and protect their wealth, all by moving to Florida. And to steal part of a politician's favorite phrase, when you move to Florida, you'll finally realize that you have become unburdened by what has been. Come on down, the price is right. Call me or text me for this detailed white paper on New York versus Florida, or if you're from any other high tax state, it will certainly help you. Call me for any of your real estate needs. Right now, come on down to Florida. The price is right.